the history of Nigeria. Today, as we celebrate Democracy Day, BATV in this special report will examine the role of women participation in the electoral process and governance. Today, we will look at the gains, the successes, the challenges, and the future of women in politics. I am Elizabeth Carr, and joining me in this conversation are two prominent and renowned women. We have in the studio a retired permanent secretary who has worked in the Ministry of Women Affairs and understands women very well and their participation, and currently is the Director General of the Sustainable Development Goal Office in Bauchi, in the person of Mrs. Lydia Shehu. You are welcome to be here.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Viewers, good evening.
And we also have a politician. We all know that it is always difficult for women to come out to contest or to participate in politics. But we have an exceptional lady who is a politician, who was a one-time member of the Bauchi State House of Assembly. And I know after her, no other woman has come to the Assembly again. And then she was also a one-time commissioner in the state, and currently is vying for the position of a House of Representative member, representing thus Tafab Elewa and Ogoro in the National Assembly, in the person of Honorable Mariam. You're all welcome to BATV studio. And as we discuss democracy and women participation in the electoral process, we know the woman is always the one who goes out to get her PVC. She's always there to vote. Anything electoral process, the woman is always there. So how far has the woman been carried along in this electoral process as we celebrate Democracy Day? Let me start with our politician.
Well, as you mentioned, women has been participating actively in the electoral process, but when it comes to benefits, democratic benefits to women nationwide, we cannot measure it on the same level with the participation in the electoral process that is being done by women. And every quarter, anytime it comes around, you will hear that women are the best to campaign for. Women vote out in numbers, come out in numbers to vote. But immediately the election process is completed and governments are formed, be it at the state level, the federal level, you will see the number of women that benefit from such processes are not much, especially women that actively participate as politicians in terms of supporting the candidates, political parties, etc. When it comes to forming government, you will see a very negligible number of women participating. Though we have seen improvement lately in the current government of the Bauchi State, I can say the number of women that have been in positions of power or appointments has never been, can never be measured like previous government. But when we talk about women participation nationwide, I can tell you that we are yet to see a very positive outcome.
Okay. Yeah. And thank you very much. And our DG want to know how far have the Nigerian women fared in terms of politics.
This is a wonderful opportunity for me to be here with my, let me say, colleague, though a renowned politician, but we are also politicians in our own right.
Yeah.
Because every human being is a politician, depending on the participation, level of commitment, and what one intends to achieve. However, let me congratulate every woman, and particularly the citizenry of Bauchi State and Nigeria, for the 2026 Democracy Day. It is indeed a wonderful event in our lives, because democracy must transcend the life of every individual, not just the woman. Now, coming from the background of the fact that women over time were highly neglected, relegated to the background. They were marginalized. They didn't even have a voice. But when you look at the historic events, there are instances of women like Margaret Echo and many others, Gambosa Waba. They have struggled so hard to ensure that they converse for the womanhood. There are a lot of parameters that are against the woman folk. Though, like Honorable Mariam Agel has mentioned, over time there has been appreciable progress, because there are a lot of policies, international conventions and treaties. For instance, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. And even for involving women in the peace process, there is the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325. And then there is the National Gender Policy, the Beijing Platform for Action, and lots more, all trying to inform and converse, to also educate the general public that women are to be reckoned with. Why should I say this? Without the conventions, without all the international treaties, in our Nigerian constitution, it has been stipulated under fundamental human rights that nobody, when I say nobody, it means the woman, the man, the disabled, and every vulnerable group, nobody should be discriminated on the basis of color, religion, race, sex. So it is embedded in the constitution. But the challenge we have been having over time is because we are coming from a colonial mindset. Number two, the patriarchal system that places a man as the sole authority over the woman. He takes every decision. The woman is just to be subservient in every way. And we grow up in that system believing that it is only the man that can perform. It is only the man that has the wherewithal, the financial muscle to be able to take leadership in the political space. However, progress has been made. Like she has said, in Bauchi State, I want to sincerely appreciate the effort of His Excellency Senator Dr. Bala Abdulkadir Kauran Bauchi CON, Kauran Daulat Usmania, for bringing a huge number of women in the political space. That has earned me the credit to even be here today. Probably if I was not DGs, you might not have thought I'm there to even invite me. We have a couple number of commissioners, even advisors sitting in council. So meaning there is high realization of the fact that the power of a woman is so important. Before I pause a while, the population of women is almost at par with those of men. For goodness sake, if every man or a woman wants to be fair, why should you neglect such a huge number of the citizenry, denying them active participation, denying them to be at the political space and to be at the decision table? I believe the general manager of BATV, Sister Esther, Phoebe Kafi, is doing great work. I had some interviews with a few of people, and they are telling me that BATV is now transformed. That is the power of a woman for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. As the two guests have said, Bauchi State is one of the states that has a high percentage of women in government, either political appointment, because it's not elective. And we know if we want sustainability, it must be an elective position. But we know we are gradually getting there. But how can democracy thrive when half of the population of the women who are women and who are the voters are left out? There've been a lot of affirmation, lobbying in the House of Assembly, lobbying political parties and various stakeholders to see that the women are elevated to come up. But what is stopping this? all these actions? What is stopping it?
Well, many reasons are stopping it. Like you gave an example whereby the last constitutional amendments that were made, we know that provision is made for, or is proposed or made for women, to occupy special seats for women, which we expected that by the time this very electoral, season come, we were expecting that this also will come to be affected in simultaneously, but we didn't hear anything about it so far. So that is the failure of those arms of government responsible for making it into action, executing it as a, if it has passed, then certain body need to see that it is executed. So that is the fault there. And then the issue of women generally, what is stopping women participating? There are so many factors. I can tell you, Sister Phoebe. Number one is there is finance. Women generally, in every society, in most society, I can say, women have less financial capabilities than men. And politics is an area whereby, not to say you must have money, but definitely you must have funds enough for your logistics. We're not talking, when we talk about money, we're not talking about money to buy votes or to hire talks, but just logistics that will carry you and your supporters alone around to do what you need to do. You need funds for that. And because we have the weakest, we have this financial, capabilities that affects women participation. Another thing is, the political environment is always hostile, and it is sometimes very volatile. And as we are growing stronger in politics, it is expected that we will be experiencing less of that. But unfortunately, it is like we are reversing back to where it started. A woman is somebody that she as my madam mentioned, a woman is surrounded by many gatekeepers. Her parents, as a young lady, as a married woman, her husband, as an older woman, even her children. They influence her decisions so much, especially her political decisions. If a woman has an interest to join politics, whether to run for office or to support somebody, these people effectively stopped her, advise her against it. Mostly these people don't advise her positively to go ahead. The reverse is always the case. And when making such decision, you need people that will support you, that will encourage you to do it. So you can imagine if you want to make such a decision, and the people that you are counting on to support you, to encourage you, are the ones that are discouraging you. And mostly they do that trying to prevent her, trying to protect her from exposing her to these elements, the harsh political environment. That also affects women. And also when we talk about political godfathers, which we have them, sponsors, political sponsors, people that will stand for you. Like if you look at it, the last time many women come out in Bauchi to run for office. Many women did. It's so interesting to see at the state level, at the national level, every different political parties, so many numbers of women come out. But at this stage now, how many women have so far secured the seats? In any political party, how many women? I think it's not more than 2. Myself and then Babanchoko, I believe. Okay, sorry. There are 2 in Hajara, and so 4 have secured the seat, which is also good, interesting. So the gatekeepers, the sponsors, the godfathers don't like to sponsor women because the assumption is a woman will not win, so they cannot put their money where it will be a loss, and so many other factors. So I think at every level, women are finding it difficult to participate. At the national level, by talking about the laws, the institutions that are enabling. But thank God for one thing, most of the political parties has made it easier for women to purchase forms. Like for instance, some charge half of the form, some charge less than half of the forms. In some places it's even free, but most it comes with a cost. When a woman is given a free form, sometimes when it comes to negotiation, they say, what do they call it? Sitting on a table to decide.
For counsel.
they usually say, oh, you woman, your form is even free, you do not even suffer more, so just leave it for those ones that spend money. So you see, sometimes even giving it free is not even to the advantage of the woman, because that will even make it easier for them to say she should step down for people that really actually spend their money. So I think these are some of the challenges.
Yes, still talking about challenges, when they say political parties have given women free, when you say free, and then when the women are coming up, they want to participate in public, some quarters are saying, why give them free? If they want to participate, they should participate in the whole process. So do you think this issue of free forms, nomination forms for women, is actually helping the women to participate in politics?
Okay, thank you once again, and good evening, viewers. This is an interesting topic, because we are discussing a very important segment of the society and why they should be at the decision table. There are lots of encumbrances that affect women. There should be a deliberate effort by political parties to reserve special seats for women, even if at the chambers, that is the House of Reps and Senate, have not passed that bill into law. Women have been clamoring for it. They have gone to beg for it. Women are partners, and we should be partners in progress. But if that is not yielding result, why can't political parties put a kind of percentage to women, so that when they vie for political offices, the percentage given to them will be adhered to? The PDP, even though there are a lot of challenges now, lots of rancor, in their constitutional provision, they said 35%.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of us, we are not even reading the constitutions of the parties.
Yes, that's true.
So that we even understand the principles that are guiding the political parties. Number two, the issue of male chauvinism. Men largely feel that no woman should operate above waters.
Yeah.
Our head should not float above water. And that is erroneously the mistakes they are making. Why? Lots of women have gone to school. We have renowned women in Nigeria and Bauchi State. But often, the pretext is that we don't have the educated women. Whereas there are lots of women out there, and many are interested. Like Honorable Mariam Bagel, Honorable Baby, that were once in the House of Assembly, and then Rabia Awa and Co. There were history of women in Bauchi State that were in the House of Assembly. And the society is so dynamic. We are moving forward. But unfortunately, the legislative arm has neglected the presence of women at all, which of course is wrong. Another challenge that we face often is the fact that, sorry women, I will talk about this. I've been talking about it every time I have opportunity. The issue of women's wing.
Yes.
Women leader.
That's the only position we get.
That position, if really you are into politics and you take it as a profession or as an employment, or you are most qualified to fight and to struggle to earn that position, why should you reduce yourself to women leader?
That's true.
And all the political, even now watch, you have the NUG,
yes.
The NUG, you are from that body. Crop of individuals.
Yeah, it's true.
Between God and man, the benefits they get in NUG, do you even have it? A smell of it in our watch? And then the feeder of a thing. At least you are all into that profession based on your expertise and the certificate you earned when you went to university. So why should it be when it is at the public galore, people will reduce you to women leader? And you accept it and you feel that I'm women leader for this party and women leader for this. And the whole of this issue of women leader, it ends in dancing, cooking food, and the like. One time there was a program and I told women, I said, why is it that any time You know, the musicians are singing, the women will come up to start dancing.
Yes.
I told them I will not be dancing because that is not why I'm into politics.
Yes.
I'm a serious-minded person. And most men that are seriously minded, the only thing they could do is to clap their hands,
Yes.
not to dance the way we are dancing. And they feel we are best for dancing and cooking food. When political arm of any political party is going to the local government, then the women will be invited. Where is the women leader?
Yes.
Where are the coordinators in the local government, in the wards? Okay, take this money, go and cook food. And then when you look at the amount given to them, cannot be commensurate with the whole money that they will spend.
Yes.
And then we go and start fighting ourselves over a token. So the issue of tokenism has settled well with women. I remembered one time, Right Honorable Wankole, when he was member House of Reps, we went for a PDP convention, and then women were saying, we are often denied our rights. They don't want to give us space. And what he mentioned there was, women, let me tell you the truth. No man will shift his space for you to come and occupy.
Of course.
So I'm calling on our viewers. We know that the terrain is porous, is so harsh. The meetings that are held to take important decisions by the caucus group is done at night and in a hotel setting. If, for instance, a woman is a nursing mother, and then the meeting is scheduled to take place by 12, how, for goodness sake, would you tell your husband,
Yeah,
Daddy, please, you know I'm a politician, so I'm going to any of the hotels in town. We are having a meeting. This late night hour, no woman can even face her husband to tell him that.
That's true.
So the men should understand that the moment women become so aware and they understand their numerical strength and capabilities, because one thing I know about women, despite their low level of education at a larger level, my sister, they are the ones that are giving birth to governors. They are the ones that nurtured the presidents of this country.
It's true.
So no woman should be underrated. And then we also need to be assertive. We lack confidence. If there will be a group of women, and then there will be maybe like 3 men, and then issue is discussed on leadership, the women will not even appoint any of them to lead. Rather, they will say the man should take the leadership. So the issue of lack of confidence and the issue of finance, most of us, we don't have the financial muscle. And this is a challenge at the home front. Oftentimes when men are financially buoyant, they will deny any woman under their roof to pursue to be empowered. They will supply all that she needs. Everything that will make her feel glamorous will be provided. So her vision will be blurred.
Yes, that's true.
Her interests will not be there to pursue anything. And then in event of death, it becomes a sorrowful situation. Lastly, this, as we keep on discussing, I want to say that despite all odds, women should wake up. They should realize the fact that they are not a lesser being. And my parameter is that all of us have gone to school. So women have excelled, like Professor Ngozi Nkwenjuela. She has reached the zenith of her career. How many men will be able to reach there? We have had ministers of finance, women. There are a lot of federal ministers that are women, and they are not doing badly. Even the women that we have in Bauchi State that are holding political offices, but largely we are in the appointive positions. But we are not doing badly. We are doing great work. And I know if the men will be true to themselves, they will know that women are really partners in progress.
Yeah. we women are indeed partners in progress. And discussing politics, you realize that the women, even in the political parties, they see women as just women leaders. Because I don't see any political party in Nigeria that has a chairperson as a woman. We don't have
only Nendadi Usman now.
Yes,
in the Labour Party.
Yes, so
but with a lot of
controversies, court cases, and the rest. But we are glad Andy she's there. And then when it comes to elective positions, you see that some states are measuring up, because like our neighbors, Plateau, a woman is the deputy governor.
Exactly.
That's a step forward. When you look at Adamawa, a woman is a deputy governor.
Exactly.
Let's not talk about Lagos, which has always been a woman. Kaduna is there, and then other states are having women. But if you look at, you hardly see the participation is not like the participation of men. And from 1999, when we had the democracy that we started, a lot of women were in the Senate, a lot of women were in the House of Reps. We even had a speaker from the House of Reps. And then along the line, what happened? Because you can just count the number of women we have now at the national level. We are not even talking about the state, because there is no woman. What went wrong?
I think some of the things that went wrong, I have already mentioned them. The political environment continued to become more hostile for not only women but for everyone, and very expensive. You cannot measure the level of funding that is required right now when you are running for office with what was required previously. And because now, after over 20 years of the return of democracy, it has become more like a business venture to many people. Before it started like people that are interested in moving the country forward, moving their society forward, but it has become more like a business venture now, that people want to invest immediately. You join me, you make big money, you live a big life. So as interesting as it's becoming, the more the men want to occupy that place and do away with the women, and it become more expensive. Look at the way they are selling farms now. You cannot imagine that it costs millions, hundreds of millions to buy a phone. So it is becoming more expensive, it is becoming more volatile, and these are some of the things that are keeping women away from such offices. But generally, if you look at it, it is not what people were saying before, that people don't want to vote for women for religious or cultural reasons. As much as a woman that they feel is capable of working for them is presented, you will see that the normal electorates, the citizens that wake up in their house and go out to vote, will not mind who is presented to them if the person is good enough. But the elites, the political parties, that is where they strangle the women. They use many different excuses. I know previously, like the last election, I know some states whereby women won the party primaries, but before, because the parties, the INEC gave a room for political parties to change their their candidates. These women were changed under the pretext that they cannot win the general election. Immediately a woman win primaries. Now the opponents will now start conversing. She cannot win the general election. The opponent will. So now there will be pressure on the political party leadership to change the person. So I think it is as a result of that now it has, the constitutional amendment made it that you can only change a person if they withdraw willingly or if they become dead. So they have to withdraw willingly, not by force or something like that. So the bottom line for me is that things are becoming more expensive, and the political environment is becoming more hostile, and that is it has become more of a business venture to many people. But it has less to do with the electorate not wanting women. It has to do with the upper class, the elites, and the political parties strangling women not to participate.
A retired PAMSEC, you've worked in the Ministry of Women Affairs for long, and you know a bit about women, if not much about women. There is this issue where women, there's always this competitiveness among the women. Is it a hindrance to women being voted for or coming out to contest?
Absolutely, it is a hindrance. Even for the fact that we are women, we should rally around ourselves. When Sarah contested in the presidential race, she only voted for herself.
That's true.
That was ridiculous and so embarrassing. At least when a woman is interested in politics and she has been given the opportunity to vie for a political office, either chairman of local government, House of Assembly, and the upper chambers, one thing women should understand, which of course I will plead with the media, you are doing well and that's why you invited us. If it were maybe a leadership by man, probably he would have invited men, not women. So there will be need for a lot of awareness creation. That is a big hindrance, because the women that are the voters think that once they go to vote at the polling unit, they have finished their own, forgetting that the person that will represent you, does he understand your language? Does he understand your challenges and the needs? For instance, girl child education. If you place a woman in a position, since she has also suffered when she was growing up, meeting with a lot of barriers on her way, the stereotyping at the local level and even at the higher realm, she will ensure that she puts up mechanism to address issues that will affect the girl child. One other barrier that I've realized over time, particularly when I was in Women Affairs, is the issue of women that we always say that we don't like ourselves. But the reason again is that it's not just that we don't like ourselves, but the position to occupy the decision table is so limited. So everybody is scrambling to ensure. So because of that, we develop hatred for each other unnecessarily, and the capacity building is not there. Largely, women need to be educated in terms of the political process. The processes are so enormous. It's not just going to vote. It's not just looking for a political office, but rather you to be a mentor to younger women, and even among your class. Oftentimes, we don't even understand the gimmicks that are involved. So with the slightest provocation, a woman will just step back and say, Kai, if that's the way politics is, I better not participate. And our husbands too. Women are given names. Once you enter the political arena with a good mindset, they know that when they give you name, easily you'll be discouraged. So they call you prostitute, they call you disrespectful, they call you women that lack honor, and so many other vices. So that discourage women and discourage even their relations to even allow you to go into the rest. But ordinarily, men should understand the fact that if you consider a woman less important, imagine yourself in your family. If your wife is not there, a lot of women are the ones that even tell them how to behave, who to give support to, how you are to run your office, but we do it behind the scene. You understand? So when men come out in the public sphere, they pretend as if they are alpha and omega of every situation. But there are, that is why in the gender palace we said, beside, not even behind, beside every successful man, there is a woman. One other barrier that I've realized, since women are backward, and since there has been constitutional provision and treaties with the protocols that women are to be encouraged, so that we remove every barrier, every impediment on the path of the woman, why can't the government deliberately have a trust fund that women can use to be able to dip their hands in as a support system that can help them, in their political race. The godfathers, like Honorable Mariam Bagel has said, they are often afraid that if I put my money, politics also is about money.
Yeah.
Yes. So if they put their money, they think that the woman cannot get it. But I want to tell everyone that we are ever determined this time around. Any woman that is vying for a political office, except if in a particular local government there are 2 women, then the competition will be bad.
Yeah.
And we hope you will create an avenue where political aspirants will always come here to tell us their manifesto. And you will also create an avenue the way you have done today. I commend you 100%.
Sure.
I hope other women will come to ventilate their own opinions so that the society will be charged. One thing that I've also realized during my career is the fact that religious misconceptions. Oftentimes, our religious leaders, we revere them so highly. But again, we want them to also look at the importance of mainstreaming gender in the political space. Once they agree that women can deliver and they can do, they can project themselves in good lights and they can bring the dividends of democracy relatively even better than some men. Because as a mother, you don't run away.
Yeah.
You are always available. But a man can go and hide in a hotel. You wouldn't even see him. But for a woman, you have children, you have dependents, you have your husband. So whatever it is, you must be home. So it is easier for you to be accessible by those that have supported you, even those who have not voted for you. I just hope and pray that men will pass this test of allowing women to occupy elective positions and appointed positions. Put us to test. Ensure at the end of the tenure of every woman, please put her on a scale.
Yeah.
Bring her here. Let her tell us what she has done. And I believe everybody will be overwhelmed. So the challenges are enormous, but largely the issue of money. Even contracts, I'm not saying Bauchi is not doing fairly well. They are doing fairly well and they recognize women. But I also call on all state governments to be giving contracts to women. When you have contracts and you successfully accomplish your contract, you may get some little money that can aid your political campaign.
Yeah.
But when you are only waiting for well-wishers, it doesn't really strengthen your ability and it doesn't really create the urge and the necessary wherewithal for you to be able to achieve greater feats. So issue of money, any woman that comes out, I'm begging our philanthropists, all those that are political leaders, to please support the women folk. Currently we have 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Honorable Mariam Bagel is seeking for House of Reps. Honorable Ajara Wanka, Bauchi Alkaleri Kirfi, there is our home base. We will support her 100% because she's a woman and we believe she's going to deliver. Not because I don't love my other brothers, but at least I want her to have such an opportunity. Let us pilot test her and see. We also have Honorable Baby. We also have Hajara Girado. So at least we have a couple of women that are vying for political offices. I hope at least, even if all of them cannot get it, let's have at least 2, 3. Then we'll beat our chest and said, women this time have arrived.
Yeah.
Apart from the appointed positions that the governor has given us, this should be a test at this 21st century. Some other states, some other countries are even giving women presidents.
Yes.
So let's just give this woman a chance, at least for them to showcase themselves. The women folk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. When she was talking about political godfathers. What is stopping the women for having political godmothers? We also have women who are highly placed. We also have women who have the money. So what is stopping women from also being political godmothers to support other women? That is one, because I want you to answer all. And then there's also this issue of when you pass around. Okay, we'll take a break. And then when we come back, we'll continue with the conversation. Okay. Yeah.
Dunkulin tera, bare farin cikin, saki da daɗar ɗanɗanon.
Golden Terra Oil. Get Gold promo is here.
Buy the 5-liter pack, get 100 Terra Gold cubes.
Free! And with the 1-liter pack, get 20 Terra Gold cubes. Free!
Buy Golden Terra Oil. Get Gold. Golden Terra Oil. Get Gold promo is here.
Buy the 5-liter pack, get 100 Terra Gold cubes.
Free! And with the 1-liter pack, get 20 Terra Gold cubes. Free!
Buy Golden Terra Oil. Get Gold.
Duniya na buƙatar iyaye mata. Idan an watsa Golden Terra Oil, mama kan iya canja fuska mai muni zuwa mai annuri. Canja lokacin bana da bukata zuwa lokacin ina da bukata. Warware takaddamar iyali ba tare da bata lokaci ba. Abin bukata shine baiwa iyali da daɗin abinci, don kuwa idan da su iyaye mata akwai kuma ƙauna.
Golden Terra Oil, or pure love.
Thank you for staying tuned with this special edition of BATV program where we are celebrating Nigeria's Democracy Day, and we are discussing women participation in politics. And in the studio, I have a retired permanent secretary and the DG of SDGs in Bauchi State in the person of Mrs. Lydia Shehu. And also, one of the discussants is a politician who has held numerous positions and is currently contesting. And these are women. We want to see them represent us in the House of Assembly, God's willing, come 2023. We'll now continue. I was talking about the issue of political godmothers, where they can also support women who are coming up in politics. And then one disturbing fact, Honorable, is the issue that when you are passing in front of the house of a politician, you always see women sitting, spending the whole day there. And that is something that I don't know how we can manage it as women politicians, to try to see that our women don't come out that way. Our women should rather stay at home and wait for these politicians to look for them rather than coming and lingering around. So what is our problem that we cannot have political godmothers, and this issue of our voters coming out to look for politicians?
Well, you see, the issue of first godfatherism and coming to godmotherism, as you just said, is something that is not. To me, it's not a positive thing to even have, because, and I don't have one. I can proudly tell you that I don't have one. The reason why, to me, I think is a negative thing to have a political godfather is because most of these godfathers, when you come to occupy the position you are seeking, because they invest on you to do it, you will find it very hard to work for the people that elected you.
That's true.
You will end up paying back, doing all the biddings of that person that invested on you politically to get that position. So even if you have your own, you have your own blueprints, you have your own vision, what you want to achieve, you can hardly achieve half of it unless if it aligns positively with the person that sponsors you into this. So to me, that is the one way that I see that it's not even a positive thing that I will want to have, whether a godfather or a godmother. Okay. And godmothers, yes, there are women that have resources, but sponsoring, just like the godfathers, because they have money, they don't go out to sponsor everybody. Godfathers mostly are people that they nurture you in politics. Mostly you see they end up supporting people that they nurture. As they are growing up, they support them to occupy those positions that they are occupying. Mm-hmm. But when you are like me, you don't have somebody like that. You are somebody that just out of the wing, you develop interest in politics, you want to try it, you feel you can try it, and then you started it and you got lucky, or you did all what you think you could, and then you get it. I can say there are many people that our interests in politics aligned, and at that particular time we work together to see that we achieve the same goal. And so to me, it's not something that I so much encourage because of what I saw happening in situations like this. So I cannot really say I will talk much on it. It is something that I personally discourage because it will affect somebody's vision in whatever they want to do when they have that. But people that thinks they don't have the means, they need to completely depend on that. Well, that is another thing altogether. Now, talking about a woman that you see always lining up in the front of the house of a politician is something also that is very discouraging. I don't encourage that. You will hardly go to my house and find a single person. You will even pass, you will not even believe it's my house. They started, but I discourage it. I refuse to attend to such, to give room for that to strive, because it encourages laziness. That's and true. It encourages, one thing that has affected our society, which didn't just start now, is this issue of dependency. Our previous fathers, political fathers, they liked giving out handouts. Yeah. You will see a rich person in the morning, people will come to their houses, they give them money. This is that money that they will go out to go and feed their family and come back. So when politics come, it continues. So to me, it encourages laziness. It encourages, things to me that are not positive. Therefore, I prepare, if I want to make an intervention, or if a woman has a problem that she wants me to know, she just write and submit it in my house with her contact and everything. If it is illness, if it is support, I will verify. I have my means of verifying, and then when I verify, I will ask my PA or a relation to call this person and give them whatever it is they want. But I really seriously discourage, and I think what needs to be done is for politicians to discourage that. Because one thing, if you are a politician, nobody is going to assess you by the number of people that gathers in your house every day, and you give them 500 naira or 1,000 naira. That amount is enough that if you put together, you can even carry out a huge project. You can even carry out a huge training exercise for these women to learn some trade and give them some sequence to start off business. I hope you understand. Yes. Therefore, as a politician, it is something that is never going to be assessed as your achievement. And to me, it's not something that I encourage, and it's something that I don't do it. So therefore, I think politicians should find a way of discouraging that and find another way of supporting these women and meeting their needs in a more respectable way than gathering. The same woman that will come to your house today, tomorrow will be the same person that will come out under different name or different distance. And what they end up spending the whole day collecting is nothing that is going to really change their lives or something.
Yeah, thank you very much. We know women are gradually growing up in politics, and our behaviors and our attitudes are gradually changing. As they said, a lot of women came out under APM, PDP, Labour Party. Those are the renounced ones we know for now. And there was a situation where another woman trying to support another woman decided to say, okay, let me step back and then allow you to continue. That was what happens in Ogoro. So do we see that as a positive light for women supporting women?
Thank you so much. Before I say something on this, let me go back a little bit to the discussion on godfatherism or motherism.
Yeah.
I have a different opinion with Honorable Mariam.
Okay.
My reason is that politics is like a school. It is like an academy. If, for instance, you are so intelligent and you have versatile experience, you go to HCBU, for instance, for update of knowledge. Probably you might meet even lecturers that you might be more educated on the subject matter. Mm-hmm. But because you are in that school, you have to bow to ensure you pass the tests. Politics, I look at it as a school. There are people that are the founding fathers of most political parties. And there are people that have the financial muscle. And you, as a woman, that you already have social stigma, norms, and stereotypes that are against you. What men hate most is to realize the fact that this woman, she feels so confident. They wouldn't want to allow you get the space. They will always insist that you align relatively, I'm not saying totally, with their own aspirations. It's like a government. His Excellency has appointed me DG SDGs, and he is now looking for, he is vying for the position of a senator. Definitely, I will have to support him 100%. So if you are in a political party that people are claiming ownership and then you are there, it depends on the nomenclature of fatherism. Fatherism doesn't really mean that you take everything that you have, put it in the basket of the person, but rather there should be some bargain. Because once you feel that you have all that it takes for you to make it, I'm telling you, the men will still go behind you and say, don't give this woman a chance. So it's even preferably you hide some of your principles, settle with them. When you get your ticket, you don't fight them, but ensure your manifesto, your principles of life, everything that you want to achieve will be made manifest. And it shouldn't be in a kind of disregard, because men, they are so cunning. Usually they will not even tell you their agenda. It is the women that will tell you their agenda. If I fight with you, I will tell you that, Elizabeth Carr, you cheated me. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I must deal with you. So you have already revealed your secret. But the man will just look at you, even at the home front, when you are fighting with your husband. He will hardly tell you anything, but you will tell him what you intend to do in that family in the next 6 months. Mm-hmm. So if I get my money, I know how I can hide my money. I know how I'm going to deal with you. But the man will just be sitting quiet there looking at you. So I want to say that women, those of us that are interested in the political game, please don't be too stringent with your condition, because certainly there is leadership anywhere and you have to bow to some extent. Now, coming back to those going round, I just hope that...
Okay, we are running out of time.
Okay, let me now comment on that.
Yeah.
If that woman that step aside for the other woman to succeed, if she has a genuine reason for doing that, why not? Because in a contest where all odds are against you, and then you are many, I've mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
I said, let the woman be cautious, so that in a local government, let there be at least one woman, so that if the women want to support, they can all rally around one particular person. Then when the other women are out and they are also looking for the same position, then it brings a lot of controversies, and the men will find a way that they will do divide and rule, and at the end, the two of them will lose.
Thank you very much. Since it's almost 5 o'clock, so in a minute, just round up what you have to say.
Well, in a minute, what I would like to say is to draw attention generally to the fact that even though we are women, but we still count on the votes of men.
Yes.
And also for us to also know and to be aware that men, in the society we live in, men are the gatekeepers of women. Mm-hmm. Women get the votes, but men decide who the vote goes to, the highest percentage of the vote. Mm-hmm. Therefore, we want to see that enough awareness is created for men to begin to see women contesting office.
It will be favorable for all the women folk that are into it.
Thank you very much. I would like to thank Honorable Mariam Garba-Abaya, and someone who is contesting for opposition. We hope will be around to invite you when you be a member in the House of Representatives representing Dastafa and Ogoro. So we wish you good luck in your electioning process. To my mom, I say thank you for coming. We are very delighted to have you. The conversation will continue, and we'll be inviting you once in a while to chip in since the electoral process has just started. Mm-hmm. So thank you for coming. Viewers, thank you very much for watching BATV, this Special Democracy Day program. I hope we've gained one or two insights from our guests who have spoken to us about women participation in politics. We hope that next, political parties who have not chosen their deputy governors, we want to see a political party challenge us in Bauchi to pick a woman to be a running mate, so that we know that women have come of age in Bauchi. But we are grateful we have strong women who have come out to say they will contest under some political parties, to which Honorable Mariam is one of them. We have one in Itas Jama'ari, we have one in Kirfi Al-Kaliri, and then we have one sitting in the State House of Assembly that is from Ogoro State constituency. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dunkulin Tera, bare farin cikin saki da daɗar ɗanɗano.